Hey, boys and girls, this book is called Happy Hanukkah, and it is a Peppa Pig book. Happy Hanukkah. Peppa and George are visiting their grandparents. Peppa smells something wonderful and potato-y. I'm making latkes, says Grandma Pig. A latke is a potato pancake. It's what people eat on Hanukkah. What's Hanukkah? Peppa asks. Hanukkah is the festival of lights, replies Grandpa Pig. People celebrate the festival of lights all over the world, and tonight we will celebrate too. Long ago, there wasn't any electricity, says Granny Pig. Do you know what uses electricity? Peppa thinks about it. Television, she says. That's right, Peppa. There wasn't any television. There weren't any light switches either. Back then, you needed fire to see in the dark. That gives Peppa an idea. Let's play a game, she tells George. We'll pretend we lived long ago when there was no electricity. And Peppa turns the lights off. It's dark. What can we do without light? Granny Pig asks. Peppa thinks about it. Then she gets an idea. We can make a fort. Together, Peppa and George find cushions, pillows, and a blanket. And they build a fort with all of their materials. But just as Peppa is about to add the finishing touch, George knocks it down. George, Peppa says, that wasn't very nice. George giggles. The pillows are everywhere. Peppa can't see them because the lights are off. I can't put the fort back together now, Peppa says. Grandpa Pig has an idea. Why don't we light a candle? He asks. Grandpa Pig lights a candle, and Peppa and George can see. Peppa and George start to put the fort back together, but before they're done, the candle has burned through. It must have been very hard to live without electricity, Peppa says. Granny Pig turns the lights back on. Long ago, there was a light that lasted for 8 days, she says. We celebrate this miracle by lighting the candles on a menorah. It has 8 candles, and each night a new one is lit. Tonight is the 8th night of Hanukkah, so that means, Grandpa Pig starts to say, all the candles will be lit, chimes Peppa. They also light the tallest candle in the middle. It's called the helper. Do you play any games on Hanukkah? Peppa asks. Yes, Granny Pig says. One of the games is called dreidel. A dreidel is a spinning top. And if you win, you get chocolates. Peppa and George cheer. They like games. They like chocolates. Granny Pig gives every player a handful of chocolate coins. They each put one in the middle. Then she spins the dreidel, and it lands on a little letter. That's called a nun. A nun means I don't get any chocolates, Granny Pig explains. Now it's the next player's turn. Grandpa Pig spins the dreidel, and he gets a letter called shin. Oh no, Grandpa Pig grumbles. A shin means I have to put chocolates in. Now it's George's turn. He spins the top, and he gets a letter called hey. Well done, George, says Granny Pig. You get half of the chocolate in the middle. Last, it's time for Peppa, and she spins the dreidel. It spins, and it spins, and it spins, and it falls off the table. Oh no, Peppa says. Does that mean I don't get any chocolates? Go look, Peppa, says Granny Pig. What did the dreidel land on? Peppa crawls under the table. It's a gimmel. That means you win all the chocolates in the middle, Grandpa Pig says. Peppa smiles. I love Hanukkah, she says. Happy Hanukkah! Hanukkah is the festival of lights. It is celebrated in the Hebrew month of Kislev, which usually falls in November or December. People celebrate Hanukkah in lots of different ways, and they always celebrate the miracle of light. On Hanukkah, a special candle holder called a menorah is used on the first night. Only one candle is lit, and on the second night, only two. And by the eighth night, all of the candles are lit. The candle in the middle of the menorah is called the shamash. That means helper in Hebrew. People use this candle to light other ones from right to left. Many families eat latkes, jelly donuts, and other foods that's covered in oil to remember the oil that burned for 8 days. Families also play dreidel or spinning top. This can be played with candy, cookies, or even gold coins. Some families also give gifts on each night of Hanukkah. Often those gifts include money or donations for those who need it. Happy Hanukkah! I hope you love this book.